Patrick Mahomes just set career lows in completion percentage, touchdown rate, sack per pressure, completion rate over expected. The list goes on and on. So we, as football fans, are stuck sitting here wondering, what the hell is going on? The Chiefs just missed the playoffs for the first time in his entire career. In his first 5 seasons, they were top 6 in the league in scoring each individual season. Then 2023 and 2024 came. They were top 15th in both. Then last year, they fell all the way to 20th. This is potentially the greatest quarterback of all time, paired with what some would argue the best coach ever. So how could this pairing possibly produce not just several down years, but a legitimately bad NFL offense? After analyzing the film, crunching the numbers, the core of the Chiefs' problem, the root of it all, is the fact they've needed to shift towards a modern offense, and yet they are stuck in the past with the pass. Theirs is not a simple problem. This is a problem tree with many branches. So today we'll need to dive deeper into what each individual problem is, each branch, to find out how they're all connected to create the bigger issue. The Chiefs did used to run an innovative offense. It's just that it was back in 2018 when Patrick Mahomes entered the league. They were a spread formation heavy offense, meaning they wanted to spread defenses out as wide as possible, and they were always top 5 in passing rate. Over time's defenses slowly caught up, learned how to defend this spread them out, shoot out, pass it up and down the field style of football, while also figuring out how to counter the running game as well. As 2019-2020 came, the Chiefs' running game slowly deteriorated, but after, who cares? We have Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and business was absolutely booming. Andy Reid was also one of the first adopters of the RPO, the run-pass option, from the college game, which spreads out defenses even more, and they were not ready to hang. RPOs are a running play where the offensive line is blocking for a run, but instead of allowing defenses to just fly into the box, the offense adds a pass option where the quarterback can read a predetermined defender and based on what he does, either give or keep the ball to throw. With all this offensive innovation and talent, the Chiefs set records, won Super Bowls, and became a dynasty. But as the NFL started to catch up, the innovation slowed down and stopped. Back in 2021, the NFL began to shift. Instead of playing one high safety coverages, which was the norm across the league, defenses started dropping a second safety deep to better defend the Chiefs' pass-heavy spread formation offense. This puts what football heads call a shell or umbrella over the coverage, rendering all these deeper concepts way less effective. Quite simply, when you take a safety from down here and bring him up here, you're more equipped to defend the pass, but now have one less body in the box for the run. So now the offense has the advantage on the ground. Unfortunately, Andy Reid's Achilles heel has always been failing to consistently call running plays. He loves the pass, and what's worse, it's the kind of runs the Chiefs have utilized in their system that leaves them continuing to struggle. They're still stuck in their shotgun spread formation world. They use shotgun third most in the league at 80% in 2025, and starting from shotgun makes it much harder on their running backs to run effectively than when running under center. For example, here is a gun run, and watch Kareem Hunt's body positioning. His body is facing the sideline. He really only has access to the gaps towards the front side of the field, so he's completely giving up the backside, the cutback lanes, which is a crucial part of running the ball. Here there's a decent amount of space in the backside C-gap. Because of the way this run is designed, there's no shot that Kareem could hit it. Runs were originally designed for quarterbacks to be under center because the running back has access to every gap along the offensive line. We can now see Hunt's body positioning with his full chest towards the line of scrimmage. He has better vision potential simply because of the way the Chiefs have designed the concept. This has not, however, been a new problem. They've been running out of shotgun way too much for years now with very little success. But their offense as a whole has been so successful, so shotgun heavy, because their passing game has been that good that the running game is nothing more than an afterthought anyway, and that's been fine. In 2021, when they started getting all these too high safety coverages, Mahomes and Reid designed their passing game to limit the deeper hitting stuff and focused on tons of quicker hitting concepts. More high efficiency, low ceiling throws, knowing their riskier down the field stuff became less likely to work. Mahomes' average depth of target fell every year of his career from 9.1 his rookie season all the way down to 6.2 in 2024, literally ranking 34th in the league. So in 2025, they tried to find a deeper passing game again to reverse that trend, and it bumped up to 7.9, less than half a yard above league average, so still nothing crazy. The Chiefs have not been attacking deep down the field for years, and they knew something had to change. An issue, however, with these quicker hitting concepts is the Chiefs began to leak talent. With Tyreek Hill out the door, and then Travis Kelce's peak vanishing, these spread formations lost some of their luster. The main idea with operating out of spread shotgun formations is to spread out the defense and force them to defend your guys in as much space as possible. But when you start to lose some of that talent, now you're positioning subpar receivers in space, which exposes them even more. Spreading the formation also became a problem because it was better against one high safety coverages because they're designed to defend the run with this second safety in the box. But against two high safety coverages designed to defend more against the pass, there's just not as much space to stretch defenses out with all their attention on the receivers. So now we have lesser receivers and more space with less room to work in coverage. So it only makes sense to start locking these average guys up in man coverage. Because the Chiefs used to have elite weapons in Tyreek and peak Kelce, they faced a ton of zone. You'd have to be insane to line up any defender one-on-one on either of these two studs. But this past season, defenses showed they weren't scared of anybody from this Chiefs group of receivers, and Mahomes started facing tons of man. Throughout all of 2025, the Chiefs tried to find an ISO receiver who could win outside, also to create some kind of deep threat, and honestly, they cycled through their guys to fill that role more than the Kardashians cycle through weirdos. They tried Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Tyquan Thornton all outside as isolated receivers to see if A, they get one-on-one man coverage, and they almost always did because nobody's scared of any of these guys, and B, if they could actually win those matchups to establish any kind of deep ball outside, which they could not. Quarterbacks are trained when they get a one-on-one man matchup to attack it. If you see your guy isn't getting doubled, a confident QB feels like he can always beat them with the throw, especially if his guy's talented. But the Chiefs do not have that guy. Their dudes don't create separation vertical and are not ball winners at the top of the route, which is critical when the quarterback is trying to push the ball deep. This can affect the rest of the offense because defenses can push more coverage towards other parts of the formation since they don't have to worry about the isolated receiver. The Chiefs have always loved 3-by-1 formations where they position 3 receivers to one side to stretch out the defense, then run a vertical or something backside over here. With defenses playing so much too high safety coverages these days, a pivotal point in any NFL schematic matchup is how the defense uses the weak side safety. Obviously, there are more threats to the bottom, but if the isolated receiver, the X receiver, is a problem, or if you have a Christian McCaffrey at running back, you'll use this weak safety to stay to his side and help out his teammate, which for this one example is what happens. And so Mahomes has enough room down on the 3 receiver side for a quick completion. What happens when defenses don't respect your ISO receiver is they man the backside one-on-one, then take the weak safety and push him towards the strong side of the formation with 3 receivers. This is complete disrespect. Nobody would ever in their right mind do this against Tyreek. Chiefs even used to split Kelce out here too, but now every team takes the weak side safety and pushes them to the 3 receiver side against the Chiefs. This is one of the main reasons why Mahomes' average depth of target has plummeted. Just not worth trying to target these meh receivers who can't win deep against these difficult coverages that are restricted anyway, but this past season, it got really bad. Defenses stopped worrying at all about the deep ball, just did not respect it whatsoever, and actually went from 2 high safeties daring the Chiefs to run the ball to playing 1 high and daring them to pass the ball. And then, unfortunately, they even took it one step further with some specific adjustments. Here the Broncos show them the ultimate sign of disrespect. With one high safety, cross or post is always challenging to neutralize because the one high safety has to stay back to defend the post to make sure he doesn't get beat deep, so then the crosser pretty consistently cuts right under his nose and can go for huge yardage. Well, if you don't care at all about any of the Chiefs' deep threats, you can use your safety to cut the crosser, leave the post. Your cornerback doesn't have the leverage advantage, and yet the Chiefs just have not been able to hit these. The last bit of all this is just simply that Mahomes has lost a little bit of his deep ball, and there's no obvious reason on film as to why. His receivers are creating less separation over the top, but there are times when they are open deep, yet the throws we've been seeing him make hundreds of times throughout his career, he's just flat out missing. The deep balls we're used to seeing aren't there, and so is the extend the play magic, which, in my opinion, is directly related to Kelce's decline. So without deep bombs, Kelce and Mahomes' mind-meld voodoo magic, these are all the reasons why the Chiefs' offense has become below league average. They haven't evolved their offense, their running backs are, not talented, but also forced into a system where they're not able to cut back into every gap on the offensive line, and they're not headed straight downhill at the snap. So the Chiefs have been forced to use quicker concepts to attack underneath the shell coverage, but their talents declined, so they can't create explosive plays. They're getting more man coverage because of that talent decline, but nobody can beat it, so nobody can win deep, intermediate, anywhere. And Mahomes is weirdly missing throws and doesn't have Kelce at full capacity to continue that same level of Mahomes-Kelce magic. However, the Chiefs have been adding to this roster, slowly bolstering that side of the ball. They just acquired Kenneth Walker to create a dynamic piece in the backfield for the first time since they've really had anything like that since Kareem Hunt's first tenure all the way back in 2018. If they can finally innovate towards the NFL meta and go more under center and build the offense more around Kenneth Walker and the running game, defenses will pay more attention to the run. Defenses will shift back to one-high coverages, which will at least help this meh group of receivers, even though that shift already did happen this year. But in 2025, there was no threat of the run, so defenses will be much more distracted. Mahomes is still Mahomes. I do believe that. His ACL is good. He's back. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs, and they're not just trying to get back to the playoffs. They're trying to win the whole damn thing.